supposed to be a Proverbs 31 woman, oh, that's what you said. That man misleading if he ain't spirit-led. How is him that you feeding? He's supposed to be the head.
Hey y'all, it's Perkyy back at it again with another video that popped up on my recommendations. But before I get into that title, I do want to say I do have guests over. So you guys might hear my dog going off. You guys might hear like little chit chatter in the background. Please just let's push through the video. I promise you it won't be like this. I'm going to fix everything and get everything situated to where I'm on a schedule to where we won't deal with background noise. But this video is titled Problematic Behaviors in Hollywood. Now, I have no clue what this is about. I can't even give you an assumption of what I think it is, but it's okay because we're going to watch this together and see what are some problematic behaviors that's going on in Hollywood, because y'all know I'm about to expose, and come on, y'all know I just had to take a little break. My channel got a little strike, so you know what I'm saying? I had to calm down, but I'm low-key trying to throw them back out there, so yeah, I know what I'm doing is very dangerous, but it is what it is. But before I click this play button, I just want to say that if this is your first time seeing me on your screen, or you're a channel subscriber, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because it's nothing but lit content like this on a consistent basis, my baby. Oh, I hope that was clean for y'all. Respectfully.
Hi friends. So do you remember a couple years ago when Millie Bobby Brown came out and said that she had a close friendship with Drake?
Yeah.
She shared that they texted often and told each other that they missed each other and talked about boys. A lot of people thought this was an innocent friendship and nothing to be concerned about, while the other half of people were rightfully concerned. And let me tell you why. History always has a funny way of repeating itself.
Does it though? Like, for real, it really does.
Here's a few examples. Let's take it all the way back to 1919, old school Hollywood.
Throw it back.
One of the most celebrated movie stars of all time, Charlie Chaplin, at the age of 29, married his wife, 16-year-old Mildred Harris. That marriage only lasted for 2 years, but Charlie went on to repeat his pattern with 16-year-old Lita Gray. Lita was 6 when she met Charlie, and he began taking her out on dates when she was 12. Moving on to 1954. Sam meets 12-year-old Aretha Franklin and brings her to his hotel room. Before Aretha's father could interrupt the interaction, she said the conversation with Sam took a very inappropriate turn. In 1957, 23-year-old Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin Myra Brown. She still believed in Santa. In 1959, 25-year-old Elvis Presley began dating 14-year-old Priscilla Wagner. They were married a few years later. Elvis has been reported to having a predilection to 14-year-old girls before and after his marriage to Priscilla. In 1973, married singer Marvin Gaye met and pursued 17-year-old Janice Hunter. He wrote his hit...
I'm not trying to be funny, but wasn't Marvin Gaye gay? Like, maybe that's not the artist. Maybe I got another musician confused. And it's so crazy because I just reacted to a video of the title. I believe it was called like, I'm starting to believe that men don't like women. Y'all like little girls. And I was like, I never seen nobody post anything about them liking younger people. Or I never seen where they said, oh, you got to be like this, have that, be like this, can't have that, got to replace that, got to be like this. But the video's starting to resonate with this video because why are we falling for younger children? Like, they're literally, they have teen. First of all, you shouldn't be dating nobody if you're 21. I'm gonna say 21. I don't care about that 18. But if you have the like teen in your age, it's a dub. Like, if you can't go send them, not that we're doing alcohol or anything, but if you can't go send them to a store to go pick up alcohol for you, an alcoholic beverage, they're too young for you. What is going on?
Hit song Let's Get It On as a tribute of his lust to her.
Come on, and I like that song.
In 1975, 27-year-old Steven
Tyler like a freak.
Purchased guardianship from 16-year-old Julia Holcomb's mother. Purchased! This way he could legally take her across state lines to be a groupie in his band. Trigger warning for this next one. In 1977, very well-known director Roman Polanski drugs and R-words 13-year-old Samantha Gailey. The court gave him an opportunity to plead guilty for a lesser sentence, but instead he decided to flee the U.S. to France. He has been exiled from the U.S., but he certainly has not been exiled from Hollywood. He continues to make movies and win awards to this day. In 1993, 39-year-old Jerry Seinfeld picked up a high school student from a public park. She was 17 years old, and he proceeded to date her for the next 4 years. In 1994, 27-year-old R. Kelly...
I'm sorry, because literally you would think That's all you hear about is R. Kelly. R. Kelly this, R. Kelly that. R. Kelly did this, R. Kelly did that. But y'all still gonna bump his music? She just went in. It's only 2 minutes. And this woman has exposed more people that I've never even heard about and their desires and their lust for younger women in less than 2 minutes. Like, and all I knew was R. Kelly. The world should be ashamed of themselves. It's so much people on the low that I did not know about that have like the R. Kelly syndrome. Y'all make R. Kelly look good. Matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it. All right, I'm shut up. No more pausing. We're going to get straight to the video.
Married 15-year-old Aaliyah, who he had met when she was only 12 years old. In 2014, Tyga began dating 16-year-old Kylie Jenner. He was 24 years old. While it was very obvious they were dating before her 18th birthday, after she turned 18, they became very public with their romance.
Sure did.
This is just a handful of examples of grooming that's happening in Hollywood. This has been happening for decades, and rich and powerful men in Hollywood continue to get away with it. Let me know if you guys want a part 2. The list of groomers in Hollywood seems to be never ending. Hi, friends. If you're seeing this, it means I have officially been ungrounded from TikTok jail. I am back for another part of this series that got me in trouble. I'm on thin ice with TikTok, so we'll see how this goes. Let's start with Joel Madden and Hilary Duff. Lead vocalist for the band Good Charlotte, Joel Madden, was 24 years old when he started dating 16-year-old Hilary Duff. She shared in an interview that their relationship was extremely intense for her. Celine Dion was 12 years old when she met her 38-year-old manager, Renee. Although her mother was extremely disapproving of their relationship, when Celine turned 18, they came forward with their romance and were married a few years later. Up next, we have Aaron Taylor Johnson and Samantha Wood. Aaron was just 17 years old when he auditioned for the movie Nowhere Boy. The director of the movie was 40-year-old Samantha Wood. Despite the fact that she was married and had children of her own, she still took interest into 17-year-old Aaron. Instead of using her power as a director to creatively critique Aaron, she used her power as a director to manipulate and groom him. She ended up giving birth to his child before he even graduated his teenage years. Next, we have Anthony Kiedis and Ioni Sky. In 1985, Red Hot Chili Pepper lead Anthony Kiedis was 23 years old, and he openly admitted to the statutory R word of a 14-year-old, which was not an isolated incident. A year after this, 24-year-old Anthony Kiedis began dating 16-year-old Ioni Sky. In interviews, she reflects at this chapter of her life being a very dark one. Next, we have Courtney Stodden and Doug Hutchinson. In 2011, 51-year-old actor Doug Hutchinson married 16-year-old Courtney Stodden. Her parents approved and signed off on this marriage.
It's the parents.
Just a side note, if you plan to have children but don't plan on protecting them for their entire lives, don't have children. Courtney was victimized by people who should have kept her safe. These last two are dishonorable mentions for how notoriously Hollywood always seems to sweep horrible behavior under the rug. In 1991, professional boxer Mike Tyson violently R-worded an 18-year-old beauty pageant contestant. Her name was Desiree Washington, and Mike Tyson was convicted on March 26, 1992. His original sentence was for 10 years, but he ended up only spending 3 years in prison for good behavior. Once he was released, he came back to a massively successful career in the ring. He was also featured in multiple movies, including The Hangover and Tyler Perry's A Medea Family Funeral, as well as many others. Lastly, we have Machine Gun Kelly, who at the age of 23 openly said that if he had the opportunity to sleep with Kendall Jenner, even though she was a minor, he would take it.
Today I'll be talking to you about how I got started.
Well, shout out to this woman because she's been going in.
Fiverr. When I started out,
I wanted to get through a lot more names, but I ran out of time, so come back for the next part. Hi friends, we are back with part 4 of this Inappropriate Relationships in Hollywood series. Let's dive right in. In 1991, the director of the movie Taken, Luc Besson, was 32 years old when he began dating 15-year-old Maywin Besco. A year later, she gave birth to their daughter. The relationship lasted until 1997, until Luc ended up leaving Maywin for a 22-year-old. Okay,
look
so
at that.
This is Dakota Johnson, star from 50 Shades. This is about her parents. Okay, these are Dakota Johnson's parents, Melanie Griffith and Dawn Johnson. Melanie Griffith was just 14 years old when she met Dawn Johnson, who was 23 years old at the time. When Melanie turned 15, she moved in with Dawn, and by the time she turned 18, they had been married. Next, we have Fergie and Justin Timberlake.
What's wrong with this?
Black Eyed Peas singer Fergie was 23 years old when she began dating 16-year-old Justin Timberlake. Next is Sunny and Cher. So Cher was a 16-year-old high school dropout when she met 27-year-old Sonny Bono. They quickly began dating, thus beginning the popular singing duo Sunny and Cher. In 1959, musician Chuck Berry was arrested for transporting a 14-year-old across state lines for immoral purposes.
Never mind.
So we remember in part 1 how I talked about how Steven Tyler purchased guardianship of a 16-year-old so he could transport her across state lines. Steven Tyler was trying to avoid being arrested the same way that Chuck Berry was arrested. He was arrested in Missouri and ended up spending a year and a half in prison for this crime. Next is Miley Cyrus and Jason Gaston. Miley Cyrus was 15 years old when she began quietly dating 20-year-old model Jason Gaston. This last one is a dishonorable mention of a relationship that I find very bizarre. A lot of people don't think it's weird, but I think it's a little strange. So Liam Payne of One Direction was 14 years old when he auditioned for X Factor, before One Direction was even a thing. One of the judges and mentors on this show was 24-year-old Cheryl Tweedy. A few years later, Cheryl and Liam came forward with their romance and they had a child together. I just find it bizarre because she met and mentored him as a young teenager and then went on to have his child.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm out of time, but the list continues. Come back for the next part.
Oh, she was finna go in.
With another video. So I want to touch on the topic of Machine Gun Kelly. I mentioned him in one of my other videos, and ever since, I've been getting flooded with requests to cover his full story. So Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are kind of the it couple right now. And while I will admit they do look good together, it's not really saying a lot, because you could literally put Megan Fox next to a dumpster and they look good together. In my opinion, it's unfortunate that Megan has aligned herself with a man who has openly expressed the fact that he is attracted to minors. So I first want to show you guys a couple of very disturbing tweets that MGK has tweeted out. And then at the end, I'm going to show you guys a very disturbing clip from an interview that MGK did. So in this first tweet, we're going to go back 12 years to establish a pattern. When MGK was 19 years old, he tweeted, "I wish 13, 14, 15-year-old girls weren't allowed to be so hot so I wouldn't feel like such a creeper when I look at them. I'm still 19. Hashtag
That is so
insane."
weird.
So at 19 years old, MGK is openly admitting to being attracted to very young teenagers. A few months later, MGK also tweeted, "There's a little 13-year-old girl next to me going crazy over my Transformers tattoo. Don't worry though, y'all. I won't pull an R. Kelly."
This is not funny.
I have no idea why he felt the need to say this.
Yeah, that was stupid.
It's disgusting.
That was
unnecessary. Dumb. I do find it crazy though that celebrities were openly back in 2009 using R. Kelly as the butt of jokes when it pertains to an adult man being with an underage girl, and he didn't even get convicted until 2021. Lastly, I want to show you guys the tweet that sent Eminem into full dad mode. This is MGK's tweet from 2012 that began the whole MGK and Eminem feud. MGK wrote, "Okay, so I saw a picture of Eminem's daughter, and I have to say, she is hot as F, in the most respectful way possible because Eminem is king." Eminem's daughter, Haley, at the time was 16 years old, and MGK was 22. Frankly, I think MGK should be very thankful that all that MGK gave him for this was a career-ending diss track. Lastly, I want to share a clip of Machine Gun Kelly in an interview, sharing that if given the opportunity to speak with Kendall Jenner, he would take it, even though she was a minor.
And now it's Kendall Jenner. Damn it, I've said that so many motherfucking times. I hope that I'm snagging that. Don't let me move to LA. Oof. I'm finding her.
Count down the days until she's 18?
I'm not waiting until she's 18. I'll go now. I'm 23, dog. Like, I'm not like a creepy age. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 23, bro. She's 17 and she's like a celebrity. Like, there is no limits right there. Robert Plant, who is one of the greatest lead singers ever. For all y'all don't know, he's sung for Led Zeppelin. Dated a girl that was 14. Axl Rose, who was one of the biggest badasses ever.
So you're gonna use examples?
Wrote a song on his first album about the girl that was 16. I don't care. Say what you want, man. If Kendall Jenner is in your bedroom naked and you're 50, you're going.
I'll be making another video referencing the rock stars that MGK mentioned. The rock stars he mentioned all had relations with children. Being a celebrity doesn't give you a right to do anything with a child, period.
I was just gonna say, it sounded like it. It's like he sat there and was like, well, basically, I'm a celebrity and these celebrities did it. So if they were celebrities that did it and I'm a celebrity, that means I can do it. So it makes it safe for me to be able to, bro, this crap is crazy. It's none of my business. That is a field in an area where that is not my goal. Like, I do not want to be in Hollywood. I do not want to be a celebrity. I do not want to be what these people are, because that is just not cool to me. These people are sick on the low. And then they all have something in common. They all are in Hollywood. Like, they all are a part of the Hollywood culture. That's sick. Wow. Interesting video. Love this. Y'all gotta spam the comment section up for part 2 because I am so willing, especially if it's her, because that girl be going in. Shout out to who this girl is. I don't know. What's her name? Bekah. Becca? Is it? I think it's Becca. Becca Day. Shout out to you, girl, because you own it. I'm so glad that you are bringing darkness into the light because it gives people like me to react to this to put even more lights on this darkness. Like, seriously. Did I say that right? Like, she's putting darkness into the light? Yeah, and then I'm putting light on the darkness. Yeah, okay, yeah, I said that right. Sometimes stuff be coming out backwards in my head, then I say it. Or it be coming out right, and I say it backwards when I speak it out there. But I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Please go ahead and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me which one is next in the comment section down below. All my social media is in the description. It's also right here as well, just in case you missed it. 600K is on the way. Just want to give a basically shout out, a praise, and just I'm extremely grateful and honored. Shout out to my Elohim, Yahuwah and Yahushua HaMashiach for even allowing me to even say that 600K is on the way, because if it wasn't for my Elohim, trust me, I wouldn't be here. Then I also want to give a shout out to you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't, basically Perkyy wouldn't be a thing. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot, but y'all know me. Y'all know not to touch on my face. Hello. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Have a blessed one. I'll see you in the next one. Your girl is out.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know my worth.